Hey everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. Sunday, March the 3rd, and just going to do a weekly recap, take a look at the week ahead, and you can check out my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade, if you want to learn a little bit more about swing trading. So let's just take a look at the week that was. You can see here we're still got some pretty strong internals. I think over the 50%, right on 50%. Above and below the 200-day, still new highs and new lows, well in favor of the new highs. Lots of stocks above the 50. So nothing new here. It's been like that for a couple of weeks. Strong market internals. Let's take a look at the groups quickly. See what's performing. Healthcare. Healthcare is looking good. And you can see here it's up in the 1 week and it's been strong over the last month. Conglomerates, technology making a move back up here. And we'll see that when we look at the indexes. Let's take a look at them. Speaking of indexes, here's the Dow. Let's take a look at the weekly and how we finished up. You can kind of see here we're flattening out, but the weekly finished down a little bit, but another pretty strong week. It's hanging in there. RSI still going up. MACD kind of looks like it's flattening out a bit, but that's not to be expected after this big run up from the 24th. So let's take a look at the Russell, the IWM. So the 2000, you can see again here where we had a pretty good day on Friday. Came back up. It's bouncing around this 200-day. Let's take a look at the weekly as well. And we'll just see here we had again another up week. And the pain trade I've been talking about, we're at resistance here. We're just maybe a little bit above it now. But I still think this has room to go higher, and you can see here RSI still trending up a little bit. On the volume on the week was, not bad. Again, we seem to be still accelerating to the upside with MACD, maybe flattening out a bit, but it still looks pretty strong for another move higher. Okay, let's get past here. QQQs, this is looking productive as well. You can see here the 200-day, it's hanging above there. Now it looks like it wants to make a move and break out. So I'd be watching for that for next week, the technology stocks. And you saw that from the groups, they were strong. And again, the SPX or the 500 large caps, again looking like they want to go higher, hanging in above the 200-day. We had a bit of a pullback here, and Friday we had a strong day. Again, looks like RSI's continuing to want to go higher, push higher. MACD's kind of flattening out here, but that's sort of indicative of the price action. 50 moving up. So again, and volume, nothing sort of out of the ordinary. Yeah, it just looks solid. So pain trade continues to be to the upside. Let's see what the the dollar did this week. It had a strong day on Friday, but let's look at the weekly here. Might be more indicative of maybe where we're going. Again, the dollar index, it's just hanging in there. It's not really, looks like it's maybe even range bound a bit. Could be heading higher. 50 across the 200. And RSI maybe the double bottom here and maybe trending up here. So maybe some more dollar strength, which would mean commodity weakness. And yeah, there not much to say about the MACD. Volume coming in a little bit here. And let's just see, I think we should just skip down to the VIX. I like to look at that. And again, the VIX volatility index, we'll see where it goes. Actually, I'm kind of keeping an eye on this. I mean, it could be a double bottom, but if all the indexes continue to go higher, it just means that this is going to, continue lower, and we could be heading down to this 12 level. So yeah, the RSI, looks like a double top there. Could be heading down some more, and we'll just keep an eye on that. But I don't think this is going to move any higher with the markets trending higher. Let's take a look at what we've got for actives. took an entry on Coke, and it looked like a double bottom. It actually broke down and then came back, and so we're still in the green on that, and I'm just hanging on to that because I think it's really oversold here and could go higher, so I'm sticking with that one. Roku jumped back into it here, and it just seems to be wanting to continue higher. It's 70, kind of topped out around 70, which is where I figured the resistance would be on Friday, but it just looks like the path of least resistance is going to be higher. And TNA, I'm still in this one, and it looks like if the IWM wants to go higher, this will continue to go higher. Again, the RSI bouncing along the 70, which is getting into overbought territory, but as we consolidate along here, it just could continue higher volume. And nothing out of the ordinary, and MACD not looking that great. Looks like it's maybe running out of some steam here. And let's take a look at what we've got on watch this week. Dust. Dust I liked for a breakout, and it did break out on Friday. I did take an entry on that. As I said I was going to. Kind of see here we've got some oops, sorry, I've got some this has been moved a bit, but I was just looking at this trending higher here, and it looks like it's breaking out above this level, and if the dollar continues to strengthen, it's going to continue to go higher. And you can see here we've had some pretty high volume days as dust has started to trend higher, and I think that's sort of indicative of where gold is going, because you see here it topped out and then it's been going down. So 121 on the GLD, maybe next stop there. So hanging in with the dust trade, and gonna keep that one. Probably looking at taking some off 21.5 maybe at this moving average. And what else we got going on? Facebook. Still watching Facebook. Still, if you can hold this 160 level, might be a decent entry to get into this. And I'm still looking at this as a possible trade. Get in somewhere under 161 maybe. We might be able to ride that a little higher. As I said, the biotechs are in the healthcare sector is doing really well. So you can kind of see here this. I mentioned this on Friday in the day trading room. I was watching LABU. Unfortunately, it kind of got away from me, and I didn't take an entry on it. I wish I had, because it's clearly breaking out here. And next possible level would be up in the over 70 anyway, probably 70, 71 it could head to, and we're at 64 now. So I'll be looking at that on Monday for a possible entry as well. Maybe try to get it on a pullback, which we seem to get in the morning. NEO, I like NEO. Been keeping on that, and I took a bit of an entry just around $10. Just going to hang on to that, and as long as it doesn't start to slide away too much, I'm going to hang on to it because I think it's got some good room to run there. Natural gas, I've been watching. It looks like it's breaking out, but there isn't a lot of conviction on this. RSI is trending up. The 50 did cross this 200 the wrong way, so MACD's kind of flat. I'm not convinced. I do like to play natural gas when it starts to trend, but I'm just a little bit hesitant to look at anything on this. It still doesn't look like it's ready to go into a trend yet, but keeping an eye on it. And energy is performing really well. You can kind of see here we're at a point of I guess consolidation. We had a strong day Friday, good volume on Friday, so I'm going to be watching this. 50's turning up, so is the RSI. So I'm liking XLE. That's just a ETF for the energy sector. Looks like it's may continue to be strong. Let's take a look at. I was not going to look at TNA, but that's okay. That's it, guys. That's all I have on watch, and so I'll be watching for a few of these. Oh, I was going to look at XLU. XLU, this is the kind of the strange one. When you when you have a strong market, typically the utilities, safety trade, are usually the ones that suffer. They don't go up because because everything else with higher beta is going up, but you can see here, uh, the utilities has really been on fire since the beginning of the year. Bottomed out like everything else on the 24th. Did actually a triple bottom here, and it just continues to push higher, which is kind of a strange anomaly. Not what you would expect in a strong bull market. So some people are looking at this as a safety trade, and they've been in it and adding to it. So RSI strong. Yeah, it's just striking me as odd, and I guess it could go higher if it does press through this. Seems to be at a level of resistance now. So let's take a look at the weekly and just see if we have any. Yeah, see it's been really pushing higher, and there's nothing above it really. Let's take a quick look at this. Maybe we can see where stuff is, where people have entered. You can see there's a lot of, this is volume by price. You can see here we got a lot of volume in this area here where people bought and sold. A lot of volume here and not much up here. So volume is tapering off on this though, which maybe is an indication maybe it's getting toppy, but yeah, just unusual. That's it, everyone. Have a great rest of the evening. We'll see you in the Bear Bull Trading Room tomorrow morning. Remember to check out my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. And hope everyone had a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Brian at Bear Bull Traders signing off.